24 hours later, I think it's just as bad, if not worse, with some news too. There it is, LB, thumbs down. That's what it is this morning. Hey, we went through the tape. We're gonna dissect some Ryan Poles conversation here this morning too, because that's been a hot button topic. It all starts right now. CHGO Bears.
That happened 52-21. Happy Monday morning to you. This is the bounce back week that we've been waiting for. This is the time that you just sit there, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you realize that I got to get better. We're all going to get better. CHGO's Bears is somehow going to get better this week, although that seems impossible. Welcome in here as I sit in the drive chair on Mondays with the handy dandy Adam Hoge and the Hall of Famer to be Lance Briggs. As the Bears sit at 0-2. We got a busy week for you here, but I also do want to take a second just to remind everybody, because we are raising money for Big Brothers Big Sisters this week. We are, of course, been super proud to partner with them. That's an organization dedicated to making sure that every kid has someone to show up for them. My first, actually, in-person appearance with Big Brothers Big Sisters, meeting my littles, this coming next Monday. I'm super excited about it.
Are you nervous?
I am nervous, actually. Yeah. I'm probably going to, but they give you a mentor to help me, be good next Monday. That meeting's coming this week.
You have your own mentor?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Because, Carm don't mess this up, so they're going to, I'm getting somebody who's going to get me up to speed. So it's the organization's unbelievable. Join the CHGO family. Show up for kids in our city. bbbs.org/ALLCITY. bbbs.org/ALLCITY. And we got that donate button on the screen if you want to throw in. We always appreciate it. Any amount makes a huge difference.
And obviously the first thing you want to do, please donate. The little button there, it looks like a handshake. Great organization. The other thing I know you would definitely want to do after the Bears lost by 31 points is to buy some merch.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good too.
20% off everything in our store right now, and 85% off already marked down sale items. So now's the time to jump in, store.allcitynetwork.com, and we do have to make sure that you know that the sale excludes all pre-sale and print-on-demand items, but there are a lot of good deals in there in the store. Store.allcitynetwork.com on this morning.
Better get your fall wear, hoodies.
Oh, Bright, listen, we got 85% off, and I hear you 20%. It's not going to cut it on this Monday, but look, we're moving forward. Yeah. At least I'm moving forward.
I'm not. I was looking at the tape this morning. It was bad.
No.
55. I need your help.
No, it's not. We're not ready to move forward yet. We have a lot of corrections. We have a lot of things that we have to cover in order for us to be able to move forward.
And that's fair. I'm just sitting here as the ray of sunshine on the show because I don't even want to think about what happened yesterday. I don't want to think about the fact that when I got home last night after listening to the Brick by Brick after show, which was a fantastic job by you, and some of the clips are out there. If you missed the show, A, go watch the show. B, check out all our social. Really good stuff out there that's sort of encompasses the whole day. But then I watched the Vikings and the Falcons, and I'm like, I told you Minnesota sucked and how bad that loss was.
They're bad.
No, wait, that was just it makes it even worse. But
the NFC Player of the Week, J.J. McCarthy. He looked really good last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
6 points. Mm-hmm. And you know who's going to be the next NFC Player of the Week? Jared Goff.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
that would be legit.
Is that the trend?
That would be
legit.
legit.
Let that be the trend, everybody.
So if I'm Dak Prescott right now, I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
Get my NFC Player of the Week on tap here. No, I mean, look, most weeks I'm as guilty as everybody else. We like to talk about the quarterback. Usually I wake up on a Monday morning, put on Caleb's film, start dissecting it.
Right.
I haven't watched any of the offensive film at this point because I spent my entire morning trying to figure out 55 what was wrong with his defense yesterday and what can be solved. And I don't know what can be solved because here's the problem. I mean, Look, I'm sure there's some things that Dennis Allen can do, call differently, make tweaks. He's going to have to. He's a good coach. You're going to have to come up with some type of solutions. But I also saw a lot of one-on-ones that were just lost.
Correct.
And a lot of players who, whether they're in the second year, third year, one of the alarming things we're going to get into here with Ryan Poles in a second is, do you know how many Ryan Poles draft picks started on defense yesterday? 3.
That's not a great number.
3 draft picks started on defense. And those 3 guys being Tyreek Stevenson, Javon Dexter, Jaquan Brisker, all 3 young players that at this point in their careers you're hoping are ascending, that have become more than just starters.
They did not have good games.
They did
and if we want to give Jaquan Brisker a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, we could say he's okay. He played okay. The other 2, no push from Javon Dexter. Tyreek Stevenson couldn't cover Amon-Ra St. Brown the entire game. And so it's just I don't know what you can do with that, LB, when you got a lot of guys that are supposed to be playing better not playing well.
Well, here's you're supposed to go into a game. You have your tips and your reminders. Okay, and this was part of my routine. Okay, and 54s. Brian's routine. When we would get to the stadium, we would both watch our tips and reminders, and we'd look through it. We flip through it, and we flip through it really fast, and we'd say, "I know what I'm doing. I know all of this stuff." We both take it. He's like, "You got anything?" I got it. I know what I got to do. We throw it away. Very comfortable. We're joking around because we know at that point what they're going to do when they align and what they're going to align. We know what our alerts are. We know where they're going to be, all of that stuff. So when I look at we're not getting pushed, when it's this unit on this play, Tyreek doesn't know where, he's St. Brown is going on this play or that play. He's getting beat this play or that play. It comes back to your tips and reminders. When they're in this formation, there's a high percentage of them running this route. He's doing this. When he's at this split or that split, this is what he's going to be running. This is how they're going to attack us. And for a team that's coming from a team with a coaching staff, you should be more familiar with this team than most teams you're going to play. So it's disheartening to me when a team has this much success and you should know how they're going to attack you.
Well, right, they're a division opponent. Tyreek Stevens has been seeing Amon-Ra now. This is, he's in year 3, so it's game 5 against him. I don't exactly know the amount of times he's been up on him, but matched up against him. But he should know. But you look at it. Look, Amon-Ra's faster than him. He gets a little inch on him going across the field. Tyreek's not catching him.
Speed. So people talk about speed all the time, this and that. There's techniques and fundamentals. That's what your techniques and fundamentals are for. If you are fundamentally sound, you will know how to, nullify speed.
Bump them.
You're right.
Do something.
Stay square, make them go around you, get them off the mark. There's ways that you defeat that, defeat speed, but you have to be fundamentally sound.
Yeah, so, I would say that he actually did try to bump him on a couple of plays across the middle, but he, to your point, I think on the position, he wasn't in front of him enough to really impact the play. Okay, fair enough.
I guess and I'm trying to always be fair to the players too, and I'm trying to look at this schematically when I'm watching the film this morning, but when I say the same thing when it comes to offensive play callers. When your offensive line is bad, it's hard to call plays.
Yes.
It just is.
Yep.
When you can't block anybody, it's hard to call pass or run.
Same on the defensive side.
And on the defensive side, I don't know what you're supposed to call when you're getting zero pressure and your secondary is not covering.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're supposed to do.
Offenses are based off of timing. So you have to you have to think of it from a 4-second clock. So what can I do to get them off the mark and get their timing off? You have to contest the receivers at the line of scrimmage, okay? Or at least 1 or 2 of those receivers at the line of scrimmage, or off the ball as soon as they release. So maybe that's the slot receiver or whomever. And as the outside receivers get up, they're limited on what they're doing because of where their alignment is. Linebackers have to be able to reroute anybody that gets close to them. When you do these types of things, you now have reduced that clock from 4 seconds to 2.5 seconds.
Right.
Now your quarterback has to get back, and he has to make a decision a lot sooner than what he'd like to. Now, this is whether you have a pass rush or you don't have a pass rush. Now, if you don't have a pass rush, quarterback can pat the ball. Okay, when he starts patting the ball, we're in trouble in the back seven. If the quarterback gets back, he makes his first read, comes to the check down, then obviously your pass rush is getting there. If you can't get him there with 4, you got to get it there with 5. All right, and if they get him there with 5, or you have to get him there with 6, now that makes a more of a risk in the backfield. However, if we're still getting some pressure or getting some sort of reroute, it reduces the 4 seconds.
So, okay, I hear all that, and then I also want to go back, and I know we want to. A lot of eyeballs are on Ryan Poles today, and we're gonna do some of that coming up here in a second too.
Paid.
But look, I'm watching Jaylon Johnson being sent on blitzes yesterday, and we'll talk about Jaylon coming up in terrible news with his groin injury. But I'm just like, Jaylon Johnson hasn't had a sack in his entire NFL career. Dennis Allen, you got to know better than that. That's not what he does.
Yeah, but we can't also say, hey, you got to send guys on blitzes and then be mad when he does it when Kyler Gordon's not out there. I mean, he's got to send somebody.
Okay. I had that exact thought, like, okay, you don't have the players that you wanted, so we're going to try this. But like that doesn't look.
But it gets back to the players.
Yeah.
It gets back to what they have
and the game plan. You know, it's all part of the game plan and stuff that they see versus these teams. You know, 2 tight ends, a lot of 2 tight end sets. You know, there's more of an opportunity probably for your corner to come off the edge. We keep our physical guys in the box, you know, in case they run. There's different reasons why for this and that.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So let's do this. Can we do this, Steven?
We can do this.
The Ryan Poles stuff? Okay. So I thought we'd take the names out of this and just go through the history of 34 draft picks now. We have 4 drafts, 34 picks.
Do we have reality spray anywhere around
here? Yeah, where's the reality spray? All right, so let's go through this. I took the names out of this. We're just going through what the results have been so far. Let's take a look at Ryan Poles' first and second round picks. Okay. First round, we got a starter, and we got a rookie. I'm not going to put anything on Colson Loveland, right? So these rookies is what it is.
We don't hear his name called whatsoever,
right.
though.
I mean, there's obviously more context to this, but okay, so far you're going, all right. Second round, we got a starter who's extended. So we actually have a draft pick that earned an extension. That's good. He's also hurt right now.
Yep.
He's also hurt right now.
Mm-hmm.
Starter.
Yep.
Rookie. 2 of those were inactive yesterday. We talked about that.
That's not good. 2 inactive rookies in the second round.
So,
yikes.
This graphic we got on the screen right now, it's not the end of the world. Bunch of starters. You'd like to see more extensions probably, but, you have to be in your 3rd year to even get an extension. So Kyler got his. A couple guys are inactive. It's good. It's fine. It's fine is what it is. Now let's go to the 3rd and 4th rounders that Ryan Poles has drafted so far. This is where it gets different. 3rd round, cut, backup / inactive.
Okay.
That would be Karan Amagashi. Yep. 4th rounder, 3rd stringer, cut, punter. That gets its own designation. And another rookie in there that's
3rd string.
Too early to judge. So
3rd string that's not a quarterback?
3rd string, 4th rounder. That would be Roshan Johnson. 3rd string running back. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So 3rd string running back, cut, punter, rookie. Now we go to the 5th and 6th round. And I get it. We're now later in the draft. And this actually got a couple to hang your hat on here. 5th rounder, you got a starter. Yeah. That's good. Starters in the 5th round are good. The 2nd starter would be Noah Sewell, who's your third linebacker, but he's improved this year, so something there. Then you go backup on IR, and a rookie who is non-football injury and was missing all of training camp.
Woof.
Was Zay Frazier, the cornerback they drafted this year. 6th round, cut.
Yeah,
rookie. But we're
not a surprise.
We're now in the 6th round.
We're at that round.
Yeah, and then you go to the 7th round too, Steven. Here in the 7th round, cut, backup, another punter, cut, rookie. I know that was a lot, so we summed it all up for you here. 34 draft picks, 9 starters, 7 of whom are in your first 2 rounds. Those are the rounds you're expecting to get starters out of. 1 extension given, 0 All-Pros, Pro Bowls. So my point is, in all this showing this, is
they have 0 All-Pros or Pro Bowlers?
well, there's that.
Would matter.
It's very much of a mixed bag.
How much production are we getting out of these guys?
Exactly, and that's without any of the context. I think you should have more than 9 starters and 34 picks.
Yeah.
I think you should have at least 1 guy who's a Pro Bowler. You know who's a Pro Bowler last year? Drake May was a Pro Bowler last year. Okay, like
they're handing it out.
Like it's not hard to get.
It's not hard to get it. Yeah.
And you have 0. So is it the worst draft history you've ever seen? No. Is it great? No. But the question is, was it worth giving out an extension before the season ever began? That's what I'm struggling with, is why they couldn't have let this play out more with Ben Johnson. And I also think it's fair if we're going to talk about these rookies and get into Colston Loveland versus Tyler Warren and all that. Like, Ben Johnson definitely had his hand in the cookie jar too when it came to this draft class this year. But that's why we just put rookie on there for this year's class. It's too early to judge 2 games in.
So, look, Ryan presents well. You know, he's got I would call it the Poles aura is a together guy who seems like he knows what he's doing, right? And I'm just trying to figure out how the Bears got themselves in this position. I know that Bill Polian was heavily involved in recommending Ryan Poles to George McCaskey at the time, and George is going to listen to the people around it because George has said 1,000 times that he doesn't know anything about the family business he's been in his entire life. So he's just going to listen to people that he trusts, and he trusted Bill Polian. But as far as the extension goes, to your question, Hoge, to me it's like, did you think that you had to tell Ben Johnson that if you're coming here, we're extending this guy so you know who's going to be in that seat? And then, of course, that would beg the question, Ben, you wanted to come to the Bears because you thought that Ryan Poles was the right guy to be the general manager who's going to get you the players that you need to win, or that you maybe would have enough influence with him, like, hey, I want this Colston Loveland guy? To what you're dialing up there, I think Ben had to have a lot of influence on that pick.
If you looked at the roster, and how they were building it, how it's been built up to now, you're like, okay, like if you're looking at it, like it looks like we're trying to build something here. Like, I'm not taking over a team where it's just dismal. Like, I have to replace everybody here. Like, there are some pieces that are being put in place. Now, when I get here, we're going to continue to build more and more pieces. Even with those pieces that you have to perform, no matter how many of the pieces and how much potential you have in those pieces, the pieces have to perform, and they're not performing. Right. So it makes a lot of people look bad.
Like, the best thing that we could say that he's done here was was his ability to tear down the roster, which literally anyone can do.
Well, and we said that at the time.
Yeah.
Like, now the test is you did a great job tearing it down, clearing all the cap space, blah, 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 getting picks.
Now you got to pick right.
But the harder part is building it back up. And I didn't even mention in there the second-round picks that were traded away for Montez Sweat and Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Well, and there's other and someone asked in there Ryan Poles' record. I had that on yesterday's show.
15-38.
15-38. They've lost 12 out of their last 13 games, and it just gets back to I don't understand the rush on the extension, but when you're 15-38. And it's and people are criticizing me right now for giving them enough credit to call it a mixed bag. I'll take that. That's probably fair.
Well,
gotta see this season out, or at least see where we're headed this year first.
But so
I believe the Lions. Sorry, Carman. Yeah. I believe the Lions on offense yesterday. Every single starter besides Jared Goff was drafted by Brad Holmes, or at least drafted by the Lions. Maybe a couple were before Brad Holmes. But that is how you build organizations. Right. You hit on great third-round picks like this guy next to me. Yep. Okay, you don't go – I mean, really, if I had to point an area that's concerning, third and fourth rounders, okay, you might not always get a Lance Briggs.
Yep.
But when your record in the third and fourth round is cut, a backup who is inactive and has been since he got here, a third-string running back, cut, a punter, and then another rookie still to be determined.
Yeah.
That you can't build teams without at least getting something out of those picks
at all. And the thing about it too is, you look at those first 2 rounds. A lot of first 2 rounds, you're going to see a lot of the SEC, the Big Ten. Your third round is going to look. You're looking at a lot of the used to be the Pac-12's best players. So you're going to get a lot of the Pac-12's best players right around that third round, where you give guys that, okay, this guy, he's got a lot of potential and he's played really well. He just plays in a different conference than this guy right here. So we think we can get some real good value out of him. And had he played in this other conference, he probably would be a first rounder. But because of the competition, it's a little bit different.
Right. You're also kind of hitting on development too, which I want to ask you about coming back here. And there's Jaylon Johnson.
Yeah, we got to talk about Jaylon.
Yeah, Jaylon news about an hour ago that he's out indefinitely. So we'll talk about that coming back. But first, whatever the sport, the app to bet on is Circa Sports Illinois. Listen to Carm. Do not bet the Bears on Circa Sports Illinois. Do not bet the Bears anywhere. But if you are betting the Bears, bet them on Circa Sports, but don't bet the Bears. Circa Sports is betting the way it should be. This is the way it is. Look, high betting limits, low holds, exceptional customer service. This is the place. Bet on all your favorite teams every game this season. I got better odds on Circa this week. Price shop around. They want you to do that because Circa's got some great got the prices for you. Spreads, props, futures, in-game. Circa Sports has it fun and bet like a pro.
Can you bet the Cowboys on Circa Sports?
You can bet the Cowboys at Circa. I haven't checked the line today.
It was a pick-em last night.
It was pick-em last night. Hey, download your new bookie today at circasports.com. You do have to be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, Circa Sports Illinois. Fund and bet like a pro.
And if you're looking for snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, any of those things, Brandon Bills has you covered with performance and style. If you're looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, do what we did with Hoge & John's.
That hat is sweet.
Sick hat. I don't know why we don't have it here in front of us, quite frankly. Brandon Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel that you need. And they have a partnership with over 40 colleges now, including 10 Big Ten schools. I think those should be the only 10 schools in the Big Ten because it's the Big Ten, not the Big 18 or whatever it is now. Those 10 schools: Ohio State, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan State, Penn State, Purdue, and USC. Ohio State's coming soon as well. Head to BrandonBills.com. Use code BBCHGO for 15% off your first order.
All right. Let's pause here and take the temp, which is coming at us from your trusted local experts, Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com. Thank you, Stephen. I just wanted to get into Jaylon for a second here. And Jaylon Johnson, apparently unlikely that we're going to see him anytime soon, if at all, this season. We all saw the injury yesterday as he was trying to make a play. Actually, made a great play. Made a great play.
It was like the one time that a corner stuck with Amon-Ra in that entire game.
Adam Schefter broke the news earlier today.
Yeah. Well, so Schefter said he's going to be out indefinitely. Surgery possible. Now Jordan Schultz adding sources. Bears All-Pro cornerback Jaylon Johnson is likely. Notice how I said All-Pro there. All-Pro cornerback. All-Pros are good.
Very good, yeah.
He was drafted by Ryan Pace. Likely to miss the rest of the regular season with a groin injury that will require surgery. I'm told there's an outside chance he could return late if Chicago is in contention, but for now it's a devastating loss for the Bears defense. So, and I don't know about you guys, but the second that injury happened yesterday, you knew what it was, especially once the Bears came out and it said it was groin and he was questionable return. I know it was questionable return for the game. I immediately was like questionable to return for the season because we knew how bad it was, and to re-injure it, that's never good.
Yeah. Oh, man. The thing about it, if it's an injury where if it came off the bone, if if there's in any way, shape, or form it came off the bone, I played with the Tommy Harris, and he had a hamstring injury where it came off the bone. And I played with him post that. It was never the same. It was never the same. You're talking about a guy that went from the best defensive lineman in the NFL to the Bears letting him go to San Diego. So I really hope it's an indefinite where it's possibility he could come back at the end of the year and maybe we just shelve him rather than them say it was off the bone and he's done this year and he has to come back and recover and play something new.
Well, he was on the Pivot podcast and he said that he popped his abductor off his pelvic bone at one point.
Yeah, so let's back up. So he got hurt right before training camp started training. He revealed on the Pivot podcast, I don't know when that was taped because I know they kind of tape those and then release them certain times, but he said that he ripped the adductor off the bone, off the pelvic bone. That was the original injury that he was returning from. Looked like he could have potentially played in week 1. That seemed like the precautionary, we're going to give him an extra week. And then he was full go by the end of last week and had no injury designation going into this game. So as we take the temp on this, I think the question is, I know, Carm, you wanted to ask this question, did the Bears rush him back too soon? I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do. You rehab from the injury. You're off the injury report. Yeah. You don't play him.
You pass all the tests. Once you pass all the tests, you got it. It's at that point. It's not. I don't think you're getting rushed back. I'm sure, especially with the pace that they had, and they knew that it was going to be a short week going into that second game. He passed. I bet he passed all the tests, all the strength tests, all the movement tests on the field. He moved where he needed to. Probably practiced at full speed, and there was no issues. It's not. I mean, at some point, it just is what it is.
I want to hear Steven's take on this because he had this injury.
Yeah, so I tore mine playing basketball. This was years back, and for me, it was about a 3-month recovery. Even so, when you don't necessarily need surgery. I was able to do all the straight line walking, that type of stuff, just fine. Weight bearing, couldn't do anything standing. But after 3 months, you can play with an injury like that. Problem is, a lot of times, if not most times, it's accompanied by a sports hernia because that hip adductor, it does kind of keep everything, in place there. So, I mean, you could still play. You'd have some discomfort. But that cutting, I'm not a football player. I wasn't playing professional football. Cutting and things of that nature, trying to keep up with other receivers in the league, it is very difficult. After 3 months, he could do it. It's also something that if you do it and you rush a little bit too much, you can re-aggravate it, and you could be in this exact situation and not be able to avoid surgery the second time around.
3-month injuries in basketball are typically like a 10-day injury in football.
So there's that, but let okay, this is unfair, and I like to be the first guess, and I get crushed a lot of times by Bears fans on the first guess, and then you never give me my credit when I get right. That's okay. But this one's more of a second guess because I didn't push it out there super hard, although I was thinking it. Look, he warmed up last week, was trying to play in week 1. You know that Jaylon is a guy that is dying to be out there, so he went through warm-ups and he wasn't good enough to go.
Correction, he clarified last week he knew he was never playing.
Okay, but fair enough.
Did say that.
Fair enough, but he did try as hard as he could to get out there. Will you at least grant that? Can I get it?
Well, and if there was a player who was trying not to get out there, then I'd be worried.
Well, sure, but
if your point is they got to protect the player from himself,
yes,
okay,
that is correct. And I'm saying that he tried his hardest to get out there. It's week 1. It's a new season. You've got Ben Johnson. He really wants to be there, and he wasn't good enough to go. So at the time, I'm thinking to myself, well, if you're not good enough to go week 1 when it's a fresh season and everything's in front of you and you're super excited to play and you're not sitting there at 4-11 and, I'm really not there and it's probably better for me to sit out, that's not a good sign. So I'm thinking to myself, if you're not ready this week, then you're definitely not going to be ready next week. You got to at least go through one more week. And by that point, by the way, you got the bye coming early. So protect the player from himself. You let him. You basically. I'm thinking if you're not ready week 1, then we'll see you week 6 after the bye, and let's make sure you're 100% healthy because you're Jaylon Johnson, man. you matter a lot more than a lot of guys on that team.
True.
So I am going to treat, the backup linebacker different than I would treat my premium player who I've invested a ton of money into.
I feel a certain type of way about that.
Well, I'm trying.
What about managing his snaps game one? All right, managing his snaps game one on a limited basis. See how we do. If there's any setbacks, we sit him. We sit him the following week. But everything is got to be based around that bye week. Bye week, right? So we have to be able to use that bye week as like some sort of a 3-week period where we can get him rested if we test him and he's fine, or if we test him and there's any setbacks, then we can sit him. But everything's got to be based around that bye week. So if we can rest him and get him all the healing he needs on that 2 to 3 week period.
I mean, it's water under the bridge now. The dude's out for the year, and what you just threw out there, though, Lance, that you're wondering if he's ever going to be the same player depending on the injury. That is a scary proposition for the Bears because we haven't seen anybody step into Jaylon's role that can remotely do what Jaylon does as far as being a lockdown corner. Tyreek, a lot of us were optimistic about Tyreek.
He had a bad game.
Yeah, right. And I'm not throwing him out. I'm not saying that he can't get there, but it is year 3. And consistency from where you go from here. And you're going up against Detroit. It's a tough game. I get all that, but he's got to be better.
I played next to Peanut Tillman, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. You're going to have bad games. It's going to happen. We have to look at this past week as a bad game. He's on an island. So everything that you do is under a microscope. I'm seeing Tyreek will bounce back from that.
Plus, he had no
counterpoint though, and I realize he probably won't play as bad as he did yesterday. That was but if I remember right, Charles Tillman was also boxing out Randy Moss his rookie year and making plays.
Yeah, right. But you also got to remember this too. All right, Peanut was better against the taller, bigger receivers. All right, when you get the Antonio Browns, those caused more problems for him. So it depends on the matchup. It depends on the matchup. Peanut struggled more against shorter, faster receivers than he did taller, bigger receivers. So, a guy like St. Brown would give a lot of guys, a lot of defensive backs, especially the taller guys, more struggles because they're shiftier. They're shiftier and they're typically faster.
I mean, which is, by the way, what Amon-Ra was doing all day yesterday, and just
shifty as hell.
It's a huge problem.
I don't want to do it.
But okay, if you're the Bears now with Jaylon out, where do you go from here? Are you just going to basically anoint Tyreek as your number one guy? I mean, are we going to Nashawn? I mean,
he's got to take that responsibility.
I mean, someone's got to step up.
He's got to take that responsibility.
And that dude does have a lot of confidence himself. Tyreek he believes. Tyreek believes in Tyreek.
But Tyreek also has to be the guy that's going to have to take the smaller, shiftier receivers.
Right.
Because Nashawn's got to take naturally he's got to take the taller, bigger receivers.
Right.
Well, further win here brings up an interesting question. Do you think we're going to see some Kyler Gordon on the outside when he returns from his own injury? Or is he going to remain as a slot corner?
That's a great question. I don't know what you do.
Slot.
You leave him in the slot?
Yeah, I think you leave him where
leave him in the slot unless it's an absolute emergency need.
Well, and that is where he would have helped yesterday because Amon-Ra primarily plays out of the slot, and that would have been the matchup. Instead, there's one thing I couldn't figure out. I know I brought this up to you in the middle of the game too, but I saw it on film later too because it's the same thing that happened on Jameson Williams' 64-yard catch and run that he had.
Yeah,
but you would have it happened I think on the first play of the game, and then later with Jameson Williams too, where you would have them. It seemed to me like Dennis Allen was playing zone to one side and man to the other.
Yeah.
And you would have Jameson Williams was started on the zone side, running across to the man side, where that cover player was obviously running the opposite direction with the man player he's manned to.
Right.
Who's supposed to pick that up then? Because he's just basically running to an open area of the field where no one's left.
So there's combo coverage especially when you run cover 4. Now I don't know what they were running. But when you get into cover 4, let's say you have trips. You have trips one way. That backside corner can give a call and say, listen, I'm manned up on this receiver here. Okay, which means now our safeties are deciding on if we get a guy that comes across the field, am I going to run with him or am I going to pass him off? Mm-hmm. All right, now it all depends on your scheme and what you guys decide you want to do. Maybe even if it's part of the game plan. So you might be zoning up over on this side. You're manning with that corner in the backside corner away from the trip side. You get a guy coming across the field, and maybe you have a low a running back that's spilling out of the backfield, but your safety and your backside safety, both the safeties on that one, they have to decide who's going to pass off, how they're going to pass off, and when they're going to pass that player off if they're going to do that.
It's also hard to pass off a guy like Jameson Williams when he's running 38 miles an hour.
Well, and that's the thing. I didn't see a safety over there, and I see T.J. Edwards in the middle of the field, the only thing he could have done was get a little bit more depth and run with Jameson Williams. Like, that's not going to work.
It's not. So a lot of those routes, those safeties, once they get to 9 to 10 yards, that's when they become your problem.
Yeah, okay.
They become your problem. Now, offenses are always going to try to manipulate that some way, shape, or form. But you're right, TJ. That's not a play that TJ has to stay underneath that. He's underneath coverage.
It actually worked early in the game where it was successful that TJ was able to he stepped to that role and he made a tackle, but it didn't work late. All right, hey, the professor is here. This is a Monday staple, baby. So we got to get to that. And Hoge has a very interesting proposal. But
I think I already changed my mind on it.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then.
But there's a good reason for that.
Okay,
what a tease.
We'll go inside the mind of Hoge as well. Lot to do here. Stick around. I'm trying to build a bridge to Dallas. I mean, they lost their center. This is the week. Get off the snide here.
Detroit Lions lost 3 of their offensive linemen.
Yeah, well,
they're supposed to take advantage. We couldn't get any pressure.
But we're going to learn that from not taking advantage this week and apply that to how we're going to take advantage against the Cowboys because we'll be at home.
Look at you zagging on a Monday.
I'm doing everything I can here. But first. The Chicago Sports Network is the official TV and streaming home for the Blackhawks, for the Bulls, for the White Sox. Blackhawks and Bulls coming up. Thank you for that. They're broadcasting over 300 live games per year. CHSN offers an all-access plan. It's $29.99 a month. That gives you access to all the games and the programming on the network. Individual team plans are $19.99 a month. That gives you access to the games of the team that you prefer. You can sign up to watch CHSN at chsn.com. Or you can watch via the CHSN app, which can be downloaded on Apple, Android, Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, Samsung TV, all the places. CHSN is also available on Xfinity, DirecTV, where I watch it, DirecTV Stream, and Fubo. Visit chsn.com for more details.
You still got regular DirecTV?
The sports package for DirecTV is decent.
Yeah, I got the DirecTV Stream. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you still go old school DirecTV.
I go old school.
Okay.
I need it on the big screen.
Hey, I hate to tell you this because it's really nice out, but winter will be here before you know it. Is your home's heating up for the challenge? If you got a plumbing emergency, call Four Seasons. Electrical emergency, call Four Seasons. Need a hot water tank installed today?
Four Seasons.
Now's the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up. Thinking about a whole home generator? I can talk. We've got you covered at Four Seasons. Guaranteeing same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. And you can check out their other offers. You could save up to $4,000 right now on furnaces and comfort systems. Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. They've been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Your trusted local experts are Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com.
And this is the CHGO Bears Podcast. We are proudly presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Professor?
It's time.
I mean, I know you don't like to scold your children, but
I sense a lot of bad news coming.
This is going to be not the toughest grading period you've ever had, but let's give the proper intro to the professor because he is back in town.
I gotta
Oh, no. That's not the professor.
Yes, the professor is back. I would put no B+. There's no way. That is the lowest grade I've given this year. Yeah.
That was almost Hoge's instant reaction from yesterday's show that we didn't.
Well, it was on delay because we didn't
we
have
finally
it
got
yesterday,
it.
so it just finally showed up. Yeah.
Clickbait.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I don't think it's going to be a surprise. Listen, offense, F. All right, not enough production. Although we did see some more a few accurate passes, but we also saw some gimmies. You know, Caleb giving the ball away. Obviously, we shoot ourselves in the foot. It's tough to give anything higher than an F for offense and really most of the other units.
So I'm going to push back, Professor,
Okay.
if I may here. Because, Rome last year, he had 3 touchdowns an entire season. We're 6 quarters in into, first half of yesterday's game. He's already got 3 touchdowns. Yep. He had a career day, 128 yards. I thought Caleb looked a little more settled. I thought DeAndre Swift even ran hard for a period of time before he fumbled. I mean, there was some positivity out there.
Yeah.
Can I get at least, can I push you up to a D?
Yeah, well, here's the deal. I've had some games where I've had 17 tackles. Okay, I've had a sack, recovered fumble and a pick, and we lost by 28 points. I didn't go home happy. I wasn't satisfied with my performance because no matter what I did, it didn't help us win. So in that loss, it wasn't a win for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the win for me would to play like that and it lead to a win.
So you're saying when you lose by 31, it's an automatic F across the board, which not to get ahead of the grades here, but
Yeah, but also some counterpoints. Darnell Wright false start, wasting a timeout, can't get a first down twice on quarterback sneaks, had 3 chances to when defense actually did get you some stops.
Preach.
You went fumble, turnover on downs, interception.
Preach.
And you started the second half with a false start on the very first play on a very crucial drive, second straight week with a 3-and-out coming out of halftime when you can, regroup and come up with a short little script for the third quarter to start. Couldn't get it on 4th and 5. I don't know. I can go on and on.
That one was batted down.
One touchdown in the second half, too.
The Bears let go of the rope in the second half yesterday, offensively, defensively, collectively. That all happened. But
especially when Tyson came in. I'm just kidding.
I love when people jump. See, he didn't hit Loveland. Just everybody settle down. I'm pretty sure that Tyson did just fine, and he wasn't the problem yesterday. But just real fast before we move on, I know there's a lot to cover here, but this quarterback sneak itself, Professor. Did you have a diagnosis as to why that went wrong?
The first thing I looked at was how many defensive linemen or how many guys were in a three-point stance on Detroit's side. They had a guy in every gap. So to me, it didn't look like a play that I wasn't expecting sneak on third down. I was expecting a downhill run. 4th down, I was expecting the sneak, but I said it's not going to work. This one's not going to work either, And so when I see that many guys down in a 3-point stance on the defensive side, the best chance we have, in my opinion, is running downhill like a lead G, with excuse me, whatever hole we're running to, we down block and we bring an extra lineman from the backside to help push. Right. And so I didn't see that. But listen, I'm not an offensive coach. I'm a defensive player. That's what on the defensive side, what I think would have given us some problems.
I mean, I don't understand why you don't just do what the Eagles did like 8 times yesterday and have your guards line up offsides and false start and just get the first down
and still be able to get the yeah. We're definitely not that lucky. We never get those officials.
Can I make one point about that QB sneak, particularly the one on 4th down that they didn't convert? Well, they didn't convert on either one of them.
Correct.
Caleb, when he gets the ball, he goes left first and then tries going forward. And that's
you got to go forward.
Yeah, just get pushed from behind
to that side.
It's the quickest route forward is a straight line.
Correct.
And he went left first and then tried going straight. If you
doesn't understand it,
There's a false step in there.
Yeah. He's going lateral instead. He's got to go north and south.
He's not comfortable doing it. That was obvious. Professor, that we went a little long there, so we're
he can still get him in. We got.
We're getting it all in.
Yeah.
But we're
defense F-. Woo! All right. There's listen, when you play uninspired football and there's holes everywhere, and to me we got to a point where it was it was like they scored again. Oh, okay. Let's just get back to the sideline and let's get ready to go to our next series. Hopefully our offense will pick us up. We have a problem. There's not enough. There wasn't enough pride defensively to stand up.
I watched
no
the tape.
argument there. I think F- is generous.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you didn't go F- is that was generous, Professor. That was very generous.
It's early.
We still got special teams and coaching.
Yes. Special teams was the one that kind of saved the straight Fs. C-. We had a field goal. Special teams, I don't think hurt us. Special teams certainly didn't set up or score or set up a score, but it certainly didn't hurt us.
Yeah, okay. The returns were fine. I still think the
returns are fine. Yeah,
they were fine.
Yeah.
No pushback. The punter's driving me
Two
nuts.
critiques from the special teams guy here. Burden's got to follow his lead blocker. So there's two returners back. Whoever doesn't get the ball becomes basically like the fullback.
Yep.
And you got to when he runs. So Duvernay ran through the scheme the way it's supposed to be schemed up, and Burden bounced outside.
He didn't trust him.
And if he had stayed there, there was only one guy to get blocked. Duvernay, if he makes that block, which we don't know, and you never know if guys are going to be crashing in, what it really looks like, but there was a chance that one of those Burden returns could have actually broken for a big one.
And I think the first play of the game where Cairo kicks it out of bounds and they're starting on, I believe it was the 40, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, first play of the game, that's how we're starting. I think it could have been a B if not for that.
Well,
Correct.
Everyone told him all week you should kick it out of bounds. Pat Finley was asking
Little
about
late.
it on Friday. So he did it.
Yeah.
It's a subliminal message.
He's got enough leg.
And then what'd you give coaching, Lance?
Coaching gets an F, guys. Coaching gets an F because coaching is a reflection of what the product that you put on the field, and the product that they had on the field stunk.
All fair. All right. Hoge's got a very bold idea that I think he's wimping out on, but I'm going to encourage him to not wimp out. And then I do want to talk about the head coach and a bunch of other things. We got a ton to do. But first,
Hey, coaches, listen up. If you're looking for more athletes to train, Eye on the Ball is where you need to be. It's simple. You just create your profile, upload your background check, and boom, you're in. Then you just got to pay $50 a month or $500 for the whole year, and athletes of all ages and all sports can find you directly. And they got a new promo code for coaches to get free 6 months when you get started here. So here's the best part. Eye on the Ball doesn't mess with your schedule, your payments, or your business. You're in full control. They just connect you with athletes who are already looking for a coach just like you. So if you're ready to grow your coaching business and reach more athletes, go check it out right now, eyeontheball.net. Again, new promo for coaches right now, free 6 months. That's eyeontheball.net. Do not wait, because the athletes are already there looking for you.
And they need your help. Shout out to our friends at Ray Chevrolet. What's up, Ray Scarpelli? I know it's tough at 0-2, but Ray,
Yeah, he's not happy.
you stay positive. That's what you do. Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake also staying positive and slashing prices on new cars, giving you big savings all month long. Come in today, shop the model year-end sales event, drive home with employee pricing on every new Chevrolet model, $3,000 to $11,000 off MSRP. I might have to leave the show and head over there right now. Check out their new selection of 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, you are going to find the perfect vehicle for you. Don't forget the raise price promise that lets you shop confidently. The price you see is the price you'll pay, and they are not doing any add-ons ever. And don't miss out, once again, on their model year-end sales event. It's going on all month long. Employee pricing on every new Chevrolet model. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive. All right. The Hoge big idea
No, super chat first.
But first, not the standard, but first. Hey, Luke,
we're hyping up the idea too much. It's not realistic.
Yeah, but I like it.
Okay.
It's a $50 super chat from Luke, and Luke, we appreciate that. You are the man. It seems that strong GM candidates would want to pick their own coach for a rebuild. Does that mean that Ben Johnson, unfortunately, may be a one and done?
No chance.
Well, no chance, and this was his choice here, Luke. Ryan Poles is all in on Ben Johnson.
I think he's talking about if Ryan Poles gets fired, and a new GM's come in.
He's going to want his own coach.
Yeah, and I'm a little slow to the trigger on that. That's a fair take, but Ben's going to have a lot of. I would think the way the Bears have gone about it, that Ben would have some say as to who's coming in here, because Ben's going to be the guy making $30 million a year with some power.
There are too many coaches.
They're also not getting rid of Ryan.
There are too many coaches that aren't getting a fair shake. To get this 1 year and then they're out. I know it in Cleveland 3 years in a row they had 1 year coach and they booted him out. And sometimes for some of these guys you wonder why you don't find any success. You're not able to build any success. You're not able to do anything there,
right.
So I don't see Ben being gone after 1 year, no matter who the new GM is, if there was a new one.
So, I mean, and I know that Ryan
makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And just trying to live in reality for a second here. Ryan just got an extension. The Bears don't like to eat money. It's very, very unlikely that he's going anywhere anytime soon. However, if this year continues to go down the track that it started on, and you're sitting there, let's say the Bears have a top 5 pick, and you have to make a decision as an organization, Kevin Warren on up here, who's making that pick. If it really states this South, they finished with 2, 3, 4, even 5 wins. Are you really saying, Ryan, we trust you to get this one right? That is a hell of a leap. And I think that's what they'll do, but I do wonder what type of conversation would be going on at that point, because the Bears could certainly afford to eat the contract that is Ryan Poles if they wanted to do it.
What does the team look like? Like, what does the locker room look like? Are they fighting every game?
Yeah, there's just so much more
There's
context.
a lot. There's a lot to it. We got to see what these guys look like on the back end of this year, whether we're losing or we're winning. The Lions lost a lot of games, but they were in a lot of those games. They were fighting. You could see the fight in them. The following year, those games got closer. They were on the edge of getting to the playoffs. The following year, they're in the NFC Championship. So show me what we're building. It may not reflect in some of the wins and losses, but it will reflect in how we fight every game.
That's fair. Closer. That's fair. You got to sort of see how the sausage is being made by the end of the year and what it looks like. That's fair. Hey, can we get Jazzu in here real quick, Steven? His $10 super that thought was a good topic here that sort of follows up on that. Honest question for you guys from Jazzu for $10. Are the Bears currently the worst team in the NFL? The lack of talent has me concerned. Love all you guys do. At least we have each other in this endless era of stink. Thank you, Jazzu.
Well, they're not number 32. Maybe they're 31. I don't think they're even 31. But the Miami Dolphins exist, and the Miami Dolphins are the team that came to Hallis Hall a month ago and whined about how hard the Bears were practicing, and then proceeded to predictably start 0-2 to start the season. They're worse than the Bears for sure.
Well, Hoge, you're going to do your weekly power rankings. When does that piece come out?
Thursday across our entire network, and I've had the Dolphins the last 2 weeks.
All right.
But the Dolphins are on the verge of a coaching change. They're
right.
So.
Well, the question is who's at the bottom. Miami's at the bottom right now. All right, bottom of the barrel. Let's move on.
All right. Is everybody ready for the Hoge big idea that you're now downplaying? But can you?
No, it was a silly idea that's now been talked out as a big idea.
It's a big idea.
But I was thinking about this on my way down here because I have crazy thoughts in my head when I'm driving on that idiotic Kennedy construction situation that's been going on for 3 years and will never, ever, ever, ever end.
Thank you, Metro.
So I was thinking about this though. I'm not a soccer guy. I'm a football guy, not a football guy.
You're right.
But I believe they loan players in soccer. Like in those European leagues, you can loan a player.
Sure.
And I don't really know how it works. I think they pay you money or whatever. But what if the Bears could loan Tyson Bagent to the Cincinnati Bengals?
Burrow's out 3 months with the toe.
Yeah, just like, hey, we'll give you a 6th-round pick. You get to keep it no matter what, and you get Bagent back at the end of the year. Bears get to see Bagent go play with some pretty damn good receivers. And they
with an option to buy?
With a what?
Like you get to loan with an option to buy?
Oh, like later, like at the end?
At the end of the year.
If Caleb looks awesome,
yeah,
then you're like, yeah, you can keep him. Yeah. But you have to give us Trey Hendrickson. That's it.
Well, but I like where Lance is at on this, because if you're Cincinnati, like if we're going to do this, I do want to have an option to buy here, and you can make the price very high, but I want something built in there.
Right, or we say, okay, so for the next 16 games, this is the cost for him with a 5th-round pick in the wings. Let's say you want to keep him, you give us that 6th-round pick or 5th-round pick, and then you out with that money there as well.
But my thinking was, like, obviously they have Joe Burrow at the end of all this, so like they're not going to want to keep Bagent. I mean, maybe as their backup.
They never know.
But you know,
sleep on my guy.
It seems like a win-win until I remembered that the Bears have to play the Bengals, and if they went to Cincinnati and lost to Tyson Bagent.
Still a win-win for us, though, at the end of the day.
That would
We're probably not
good.
going to the playoffs anyway, so we could use that draft pick.
Well, so right at that point, like, you know, we might be playing for draft picks at that point. Let's hope we're not. I'm rooting. I'm trying to build. Hey, listen, we're 0-2. 12% of teams have made the playoffs. Last year, there were 3 teams that started out 0-2 that all made the playoffs. 17-game schedule. The season is longer. We got time. I know that's all crazy talk right now, but I am not willing to punt on the season. I'm sorry, I'm not going into week 3.
Okay,
I'm not there yet.
4th-round punt right there.
No. 34 draft picks, 2 punters. But this is what I'm not walking off the ledge here. I am standing near the ledge.
Yep.
Because what we really haven't talked about, and we'll dive into it on tomorrow's show, I promise. And like I said off the top of the show, typically on these Mondays, I'm watching Caleb Williams. I'm talking about what's the biggest story of the season. Is Caleb the guy? Is this all going to work? And we've barely talked about him here. And the reason is, to your point, Carm, like, okay, season over or not, well, if this was just a matter of, hey, we know they have a defense, it's just, will this offense come around? That second part of that question is still on the table. Like, the offense could take off here. It could all still work out. Maybe next week against the Cowboys, they put up 40 points on Matt Eberflus's defense. I can't rule that out. What none of us, maybe I shouldn't speak for other people, what I did not foresee was this defense giving up 73 points in 5 quarters.
Correct. And
losing their number 1 corner for the season, losing TJ Edwards, and there's not a long line of backups here that's gonna come here to save things.
Underperforming defensive line as well.
Yeah, none of these guys that we thought might step up have. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is the season over 0-2? Maybe not technically, but
they need to be challenged, man. You got to challenge yourself. They need to be challenged because they're allowing too much defensively. We understand what we're the question marks offensively, but this last week just drew up all kinds of question marks on a defense that's not supposed to have it.
So just to break that down just a little bit further, because I think people hear that point tell like that's a lot, but what is it actually? Well, what it actually is 2 touchdowns a quarter. They're giving up 14 points a quarter. That's what they're doing. 14.6 if we want to be exact. So 2 touchdowns every quarter. That ain't gonna get it done.
Look, I was saying all training camp, the Bears need this defense to be a top 10 defense. Not the best defense in the league, not top 5, just be top 10. Let the offense come together over the course of the season. That part's going to take time, and you can be a 10-win team that sneaks in as a wild card. Top 10 is off the table now.
Well, with the injuries,
that's the problem here. Yeah. And so now it's a matter of, what if I told you, like a week ago, if I had said Caleb, Ben Johnson, Rome Odunze, it all clicks. Mm-hmm. Are they a playoff team? We'd probably all say Yeah, they probably have a good chance.
Fight
Now,
If they did it next week?
no, I'm saying if a week ago I asked you
a week
that
ago,
question,
yeah.
that all
Absolutely.
happened. We'd all be like, okay, they're going to make the playoffs. Now, that could all happen, and it might still be like a 6-win team because the defense can't stop anybody.
Can't stop, right.
We are getting to the top of the hour here, so just a shout out as to we're going to move into overtime here for at least a little bit. Appreciate that, and yes, hit that QR code, become a diehard. We got phenomenal deals for you, and also check out our merchandise deal going on right now, store.allcitynetwork.com. Huge discounts up to 85% on there right now. And shout out to our friends at Big Brothers Big Sisters as well, as we are partnering with them all week too. But yeah, there you see it, 85% off on some. I mean,
That hoodie.
Our gear is sweet.
It is.
Makes you take yourself to the next level. Let me just ask a Ben Johnson question here, mainly for you, Lance. But Hoger, you're obviously you've seen this movie play out a million times from your Hoge seat as well. But I'm just wondering, like, hearing Ben after the game last week was, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, I did this wrong, and there were reports out that guys appreciated that. Now this week, he went in there in the locker room, guys, I believe in all of you. We got to stick together. That was the message. And then he got up at the podium and said the same thing. Now, do you think that resonates with dudes, or do you think they're looking like, that's sweet, dude, but this guy sucks, that guy sucks, this guy sucks?
No. So listen, one of the things that I really learned from Lovey, all right, no matter what the situation was, no matter how many losses that we had, Lovey always said, this is a good football team. We didn't play well. We're not playing well, but this is a good football team. And he didn't just say that to the media. He was saying that to us. So he was in front of us, and he said, I believe we are a good football team. So when I hear Ben say that, I hope he sticks to that sentiment always, no matter what, because they are a good football team. They might not be performing well. We might not be doing a good job coaching. You're not doing a good job playing, and we have to fix that. But if you don't believe that you're a good football team, and I sat in front of Trestman, and he said, we're not a good football team. And after years of hearing we're a good football team, the psyche of it, like, it's weird. The psyche of it was, okay, we can't bounce back. All right, there's things we got to fix, and then we'll get ourselves back into it. Versus, we're not a good football team. And I used to work out with a guy that went to University of Arizona, Mike Thomas, and he was a wide receiver at Jacksonville. And he's like, Lance, you guys, every year you guys have a chance to make the playoffs. He goes, we go into a season and we already know we're not going to make the playoffs. There's a difference in the psyche of some of the things that you say.
And feels right now like the Bears are Jacksonville in that equation. Right? Mm-hmm. They know. They know. They do.
He's new. Continue to tell this team they are a good team, and we're going to get better.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. I think the messaging is on point. Like, what else is he going to say? He can't bail out and say, look, I thought that this roster was way better than it actually was. I was optimistic for a point in training camp, but I saw some problems.
Don't panic.
The fact of the matter is we have to live with the fact that we don't have enough right now to win, and we got to do everything right. If he said that, that would not go over well.
Let all of us out here, us or here, the fans, let us panic. Don't panic at Hollis Hall.
Right. Well,
I remember
it's just
this isn't really to prove one way is better than the other, but I remember watching Hard Knocks with the Miami Dolphins a couple years ago with Mike McDaniel, and they kind of melted down in December. And I remember by the end of it actually feeling bad for Mike McDaniel because he was doing that. He was coming in every Monday being like, hey, we're good.
Yeah.
Like, we got to fix this, and we're going to do it this week. And then they go out and lose again. And then he come in the next Monday, team meeting. Oh, we're good. We're going to get it corrected, blah, blah, blah. Merry Christmas, all this stuff. And then, but at the end, I felt bad because, at some point, that message just isn't going to resonate if you don't actually win a game. And they came short of the playoffs, and now you see the situation the Dolphins are in a couple years later where he's probably going to get fired, and they seem to have bailed on him before the season even began.
Yeah, there's no doubt, but
that doesn't mean he's a bad coach.
Right. Doesn't mean he's a bad coach, and doesn't mean that's the wrong way to approach it either. If you approach it the other way, they're more than likely they probably would have, that ship would have sank or even earlier than what it did.
And I remember a couple years ago we were talking to Cole Kmet at Ray CDJR. We did a live show there, and we asked one of the listeners asked him a question. Who, besides Matt Eberflus, who would you want to play for? And he said Mike McDaniel. That was his answer.
It wasn't Kyle Shanahan?
I think it was both, but I think he said Mike McDaniel first.
Okay. Well, right, Mike McDaniel was hot at that point. He was quirky and interesting and whatnot.
But the point is players want to play for those guys that do give the message that you're talking about, Lance.
Well, Mike McDaniel's he's a harder guy for me to play for as a defensive guy.
Yeah.
All right, because number one, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say,
I can break you in
turn
half.
on the tape. I need to see you do something football-wise before I buy in.
Yeah. No, he definitely.
I need to see you take on a block. I need to see you take a pass to the house, something.
Mike McDaniel looks like your DoorDash driver. Let's be honest. That's what he looks like. And hey, that's a good gig. Nothing wrong with that. But he looks like a DoorDash driver. He does. Shout out DoorDash. Let me ask you another question. All right.
Mike Daniels looks like a jockey at the Kentucky Derby.
He could do that too. I mean, I didn't even give him Uber. I gave him DoorDash. Uber, you have to have I'm going to talk to you for a little bit. DoorDash, dude, you don't speak a word to. That dude.
What about Grubhub?
Yeah, no, he could do Grubhub. But I'm saying
Mike Daniels always sits in the middle of the back seat.
Yeah.
You know what that's called. Yeah. We know what that's called.
The future is bright. Okay, I'm going to move off this, even though we could probably keep going. How's this? Does Ben need to send a message somewhere? Like when he brought in Bajent yesterday, that was because he was protecting Caleb. But he also brought in Theo Bennett to play left tackle for those, And we didn't. And Darnell Wright had a rough week. You could point to a lot of guys who you could replace. We don't have the greatest depth here either. But do you send a message somewhere in that locker room that I am paying attention to how you're playing? I'm starting whoever the hell he thinks could do a better job or come close to doing a better job.
Yeah, I mean you can't come out and throw two unnecessary picks. Those picks were unnecessary. So you come out, you do that in this game, and that could that can really cost us. That could really cost the team. So come out, you do that, you throw senseless picks. Then there's a guy waiting in the rafters that's ready to come out and play. So yeah. There are so many things that went wrong with the Bears that that just compounds it. But yeah, there's always got to be somebody there ready.
Yeah, Carm, we'll diagnose the offense a little bit more on tomorrow's show.
Mm-hmm.
I was spending my whole morning on the defense. I am the other part of that though. If you're gonna start making moves, gotta have the guys that can do it.
Correct.
And we still have this left tackle issue where Braxton Jones, he won that by default because nobody else was ready to go. So I don't know what's changed here in the last 2 weeks where all of a sudden
that goes back to all those picks you talked about. It goes back to those picks. When you waited, there's opportunity. You could have gotten a lineman or a left tackle, one of the stronger left tackles, one of the guys that there was a name that we knew about. There were things that, as far as the decision making and who we're going to get, that said, Ozzie Trapillo was going to be a guy that could come in here and win this job, and he didn't do it.
Right, and
He
I don't
could be a
think
DoorDash guy.
And I don't think he's going to be better than Darnell Wright right now at right tackle either. So to make that move,
right?
I watched the Falcons last night. They got a couple rookies, first round edge rushers. Look pretty good. Michael Williams picked one pick after Colston Loveland. Looked pretty good.
Why roll the doggone dice on premium offense and defensive linemen? I don't understand that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we took a tight end in the top 10. Why can't we take the top offense or defensive lineman, the guy that's going to protect our quarterback or get to the quarterback? I don't understand that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you do win football games up front.
It starts up front. It starts up front.
For as long as they played the sport, you win up front.
Carm, I wish you were 6'5".
So do I.
I mean?
So do I.
You know what I mean? And I wish you were drafted first round, man.
Me too.
You're a hell of a Bear.
Me too. Hey, listen, I got dealt this hand. Went through puberty my junior year of high school. What type of BS was that? I could have been at least a D3 hooper, but that's just the way it went. So I had to go rec league hoop. But that's this guy fell out of the womb probably ready to tackle somebody. Look at him.
I don't know.
But
close enough.
Process.
Yeah.
We can keep dissecting those picks. It's the same thing. Is it four first-round picks, tight end, quarterback, wide receiver, one offensive tackle, but that even has an asterisk because you passed on Jalen Carter.
Correct.
Whoops. Hey, can I go back to my positivity of the day and shout out Biggs time? His name is Brad Biggs. He put the stat in there today.
He talks football with you.
He does. Since 1990, nobody's on this train right now, but I'm going to say it anyway. Since 1990, 12.2% of teams, 35, that began the season 0-2, they made the playoffs, Hoge. All right, 12.2. That's a fighting chance right there. Now, the math changes if you look at 2021, when with 17-game schedule, 14 teams in the postseason. 3 teams that started 0-2 last year. The Ravens were 0-2 last year. The Broncos were 0-2 last year. The Rams were 0-2. They all made the playoffs. So if you are looking for history of 0-2, you don't have to look too far back. 3 of them did it last year, 17 games. So it ain't over yet, team. It is not over. You may think it's over, and it might be over, but it's not over.
Well, I just heard those 3 teams you named, and I believe all 3 of the head coaches for those teams have Super Bowl rings. So, but cool numbers, Carm.
Yep.
Yeah, Peyton and Powerball and
There's nobody singing yet.
Hey, we hired Ben Johnson $13 million a year to be one of those dudes. That's what he's supposed to be.
He's going to get his ring.
He's going to get his ring. He's going to do his thing.
Yeah.
For the Dolphins, but no, I'm just kidding.
But all right. Well, bottom line, when Tom Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, and Tom Rinaldi come here this Sunday, call this game for Fox, they're going to see a different Bear team, damn it. That's my focus this week. We go out there on Friday, walk up to my guys.
They're going to get 6'5" Carm.
We're coming ready.
Wait, Brady's here this week?
Brady's here this week.
The owner of the Raiders? The week before the Bears play the Raiders?
Ooh.
Huh, that's not suspicious at all.
Hoge conspiracy. Right.
No, I'm on this. I'm not letting go of this Brady thing.
Hoge conspiracy.
You can't have an owner who, and by the way, they relaxed all the rules. He's allowed to do all the interviews and all the inside, the stuff that he wasn't able to do last year.
And it's not exactly a marquee matchup that you would think that Brady would be here.
Right.
But he is here.
But, the week before
that's
the Bears.
a conflict. That's a conflict.
It is. It's ridiculous.
And I'm pretty sure all the referees last week at my high school were from the high school we played against. But, that's definitely a conflict.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
You got anything else you want to get out of here, Hoge, before we all say goodnight for our...
No, I got to go check out my punter who got roughed 3 times in that game Friday night. Sorry, you just got me on a tangent.
Yep.
No, you know how many flags there were? 0.
Don't go at high school officials. They're making $5 and they're out there trying to give back. Which, by the way, that reminds me, I got to sign up. I want to ref hoop this year. Robert Miller, $5 in the super. One more super. I think we might have had some super.
We have some donations. I'll shout out.
Okay. Well, Robert, thank you for your $5. Polls is no doubt terrible, but the 2025 draft class seems that it was a Ben Johnson class and it is 100% MIA. Don't believe he should be let off the hook. That is a fair chat by you, Robert. Colston Loveland, you would think, is here largely in part to Ben. And I would also say that Luther Burden perhaps is here because of Ben. So
yeah, and there's no doubt. That's why when we did the list of picks, we just, for the rookies, we marked them as rookies and mentioned that there's no doubt Ben Johnson had an influence on this. It's just too early to look at this year's draft class.
Exactly. It's too early. But
it's also not a good look when you have one target for those 2 weapons that are playing. The next 2 guys are inactive. Mm-hmm. And Tyler Warren's off to an amazing start for the Colts.
Also, the one target for Colston Loveland was from Tyson Bagent in garbage time.
Right. Burden did he have 1 catch?
I don't remember.
It all was in garbage time, all of it.
We're 2 weeks in.
We're 2 weeks in.
Yeah,
that's right.
I just feel like Loveland's going to be a big part of the game plan this week.
Well, it's really weird, too, because in training camp, he was getting like 10 balls a day. I don't.
Wow. It's a
Okay,
lot.
3 targets between Burden and Loveland, 1 catch. All in garbage time. Okay, I've had enough.
Okay. Well,
that's a
listen, Bears fans. I know there's a lot of panic in the streets right now. I know people I'm hearing 3 wins, 2 wins, 4 wins, wherever you turn. And it may turn out that way. But we're not there yet. We are just not there yet. And if you go back and watch it, I think this game will prove to be an outlier. I don't think the defense was as bad. Detroit was the most motivated team in the history of football. Yesterday they wanted to kill Ben Johnson, and they did.
Not an excuse for losing.
It's not. But let's just give it a drop of an excuse.
Did you see Jared Goff kind of chastise the Lions fans for chanting?
Yeah, but not
Ben
enough.
Johnson?
I did not like. He probably didn't deserve that.
Yeah, what's he? Well, he's not gonna like.
He didn't
You
deserve
fans
that.
are
Just let
idiots.
it's not a. It's a,
He didn't. F. Ben Johnson. Y'all need to be a little more grateful. It was part of your. You guys were the most
basically what
pathetic.
he said he didn't deserve that. He probably didn't deserve it.
It was also the
Probably.
very last question of the press
Didn't need
conference,
to,
so he's on the way out.
I thought he
anyway.
handled that very well because you got to be careful with your own fan base. You don't be like
Correct.
you don't be like, oh, you guys shouldn't be booing. That goes down a road that we've all been down. That's not.
Yeah. You gotta.
But I thought it was a fair point. He stuck up for his guy, and I think he was correct.
Look, Jared's a great dude. He does a ton off the field. He's an incredibly impressive guy. And I'm nitpicking, and I'm not making some big deal out of it. But he could have just said, Ben deserved that. Ben was great here. Ben helped me.
It was
That
what
is
he
what he
did
said.
for us. This
Said probably.
team. That was.
He was probably.
What
You
more
know,
could he have said, Carm?
Just get the probably out of there. No, probably. He didn't deserve it.
Micromanaging every word. The press conference guru.
We didn't need the
over here.
probably. Am I the only one that was bothered by the probably? Maybe I probably was.
You literally were, yeah.
But we did not need the probably.
Yeah, we need
You
a
all- you- all
harmonica.
you
That's what
lying-
we need.
If Greg was here, he'd be saying, "You're probably an idiot."
Greg's not here because Greg hasn't woken up yet. So let's.
Oh, he's played at least 17 holes of golf at this point.
He'll be on. We got After Dark tonight, right?
Yeah.
He's
Well,
going to do an
we'll be,
A++ show as he always does. Gregory, I'm expecting big things out of you tonight.
7 p.m.
Probably.
Probably.
See it ruins it. It ruined the whole thing. I just gave him huge props. Well, probably.
You should probably end the show.
No, big snippet on the way out. Ian Rappaport reporting that J.J. McCarthy suffered a high ankle sprain. He's considered week to week.
Yeah.
So there's one divisional foe that gets a little bit weaker. And then I wanted to shout out some of our several donors to Big Brothers Big Sisters as well.
Let's go.
As always, we got Crystal Simone dropping $10 as a donation.
Thank
Our
you,
own
Crystal.
Patrick Norton, he donates $55, probably for our own
Oh.
number 55 right here.
Which reminds me, sign up for Pat's newsletter. It's awesome. AllCHGO.com
Yes.
/newsletter. Every single morning at 7 a.m. It gives you it's not long. It's easy to read. I read it every morning before I even get out of bed, just right there on my phone. It's a great way to catch up on everything from the day before.
How do you do that again?
You can find the link for that at the very top of the YouTube description. It's the first thing you'll see today.
Pat does a great job with it, especially when he shouts out the softball team. That's amazing.
We got Q Harlan, who donated $5. He's also one of our YouTube members. You can see the badge next to his
Let's go,
name.
Q.
We have an anonymous $5 donation. Thank you.
Okay.
Another $5 anonymous and a $20 anonymous as well. And Jeremy Day also donates $5. So tons of donations for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Thank you to everyone.
That's awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you. I did see Greg checked in the chat.
He's in his tighty whities. He's eating Captain Crunch, and he's going to do a great show tonight.
Bragg
Probably.
says, I haven't showered. I ate another box of cereal. I am fat and I am worthless. That's depressing.
You are somebody, Brax.
Yeah, you are. You know what?
You are loved.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Don't let the Bears bring you down.
No.
No. That's why we're not, because we're rising back up, and we got the Cowboys coming in. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be like 1985 all over again. We went down there and got them 44-0.
The former coach coming back to town. What could go wrong?
Everything.
We're going to have a lot of fun with Flus this week, and we'll check in down with our friends in Dallas. Ton to do all week long. After dark tonight, LB, you're the man.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Great job brick by brick yesterday. Hoge, you did a good job too. Steven,
was
outstanding.
okay.
You were excellent. Excellent job producing by Steven. I probably did okay. Well, probably. We'll see you tomorrow.